One of the most exciting stories of 2006 was Bobby Labonte joining the Richard Petty Racing Team and uniting two of racing's greatest families. Richard and Bobby join us this morning from the Victory Junction Gang Camp in North Carolina to talk racing and this very special charity. Welcome to Sidewalks, gentlemen. It's great to have you with us today.
Glad to be with you.
Yep, good to be here.
So Richard, you've had such an amazing racing career. You've won a record 200 races and 7 championships. Looking back, what do you think the secret was to your success?
I think probably more than anything else it was family. From the standpoint that my father was a racer, I came along, I started driving, my brother worked on the car, my cousins were working on the car. It was just a small business. And we just sort of stayed together, and I was able to stay with basically the same crew, same sponsors with STP for like 30 or 40 years. So you had the same team that you really worked around, and it was the same basic family deal. And I think that's, I didn't flirt around and go a lot of different places. I think that was, the stability was really what made it work.
The stability. Now you own your own car and racing team, and of course the buzz around you right now is Bobby Labonte, your driver. What do you want your racing fans to know about this new partnership?
Well, again, as I told you before, it was a lot of family situation. Bobby came from a racing family with his dad and his brother. They've won championships together. They've won races together. Petty Enterprises, has done the same thing. We just put basically 2 winners together. And that's just going to make a better winner for both of us. Bobby struggled a little bit last year. We struggled the last couple of years putting some people together with new crew chiefs, new sponsorships, new things, and we got a whole new game this year. We got a new team basically with an old number 43 on the side of it.
Right on. Bobby, are you happy with the way the car is running and your team's performance this year?
Yeah, I think it's been going really good. I mean, like Richard said, we kind of started off a little slow at the beginning of the year, but we got a lot of new things going on. We got Todd Parrott is a new crew chief for me. Robbie Loomis is here, and just stirring things up at the shop, changing a few people around. And what we've done is they've done a great job, and it took us a little bit to get going, a couple races there, but it seems like after that we've got going pretty strong, and just really excited to look forward to each and every race that we go to. And we've had some top 10 runs here already, so like I said, things are looking good. We're just steadily improving week in and week out.
Right on. Now, you guys are the professionals in this business, but for those of us who know very little about maintaining their street cars, what's the most important thing that we can do to extend the life of our cars? Little insider advice?
STP oil stabilizer right here.
He's got it.
I've got it right here.
That's my picture right there.
That's his picture right there.
Right there.
Now, I know that you guys are in North Carolina right now, hanging out with some great kids at camp. Tell me about this camp and what makes it so special.
Well, this camp basically is called Victory Junction Gang Camp, and it's for chronically ill and seriously ill kids that can't go to a regular camp. They're too afflicted or whatever. We bring them in here. They come in here. They go fishing, horseback riding. They do swimming. They do things that they see their brother and sister do or they see on TV. They can come here and do it for nothing. The racing fraternity's got behind it. Again, STP is behind it right now. They're going to give $43 for the race at Talladega this weekend, and the race at Richmond in the fall. For every lap that Bobby runs, they give $43 to the camp. And that, it's a free camp. The people never pay nothing. The kids don't have to pay anything. Their parents don't have to. It takes a lot of money to work it. So, we're just thankful that STP is behind the deal, and that the Victory Junction Gang Camp and all the racing people are behind the camp.
If people wanted to donate money to this camp, is there a website they can go to?
Yep, it's victoryjunction.org. That's victoryjunction.org.
Outstanding. Sounds like a wonderful organization, and I want to go back to camp.
Okay, sounds good. You can come and volunteer, okay?
There you go.
Are the changes that NASCAR is implementing helping the sport? Are there any changes maybe that you'd like them to add or to take away?
It's like the safety thing. They've done a great job, and they've made so many improvements over the last several years. it's like, man, it's mind-boggling actually. But and I've always told them, I said, when they ask or if they listen, whatever, I always said, hey, the safety thing is a never-ending thing. It'll always keep going. Once you got started, it'll always keep going, because they just never really were into it as much as they have been the last 5 years or so. And so that's one thing that's great for the sport. Sometimes they change the rules on us. They change fuel cell sizes. They change this. They change that. I mean, that's apparent for everybody. Some people don't like it. Some people do. Whether it's good or bad, I mean, that's just part of it. I mean, it's if you had the same rules for the last 10 years, they probably wouldn't be as good. But the rule changes are okay. The safety changes are the best, though.
Racing is dangerous. It's a dangerous sport. What are you most watchful of when you are competing in a race?
You know, just kind of watching for other people out there that you might not be comfortable racing around because you know, you're not used to them. You know, they're new to the sport. You're not, you don't know their reaction sometimes when they get into some situations. So that's the biggest thing. I think the safety part that NASCAR's done and the race cars, the way as good as they are, and the speeds that we're going, I mean, you feel comfortable with that. Just sometimes you don't want to get in a predicament with somebody else if you're not sure what they're going to be doing.
As we close, gentlemen, do you have any career advice for those young drivers out there who dream of having a NASCAR racing career?
Well, just, you know, Richard said earlier, I think live your dream. I mean, you know, it's obvious if you want to do it and you've got some talent and you can make the way to do it. I think that's great. It's a great way to do it. I worked on cars when I was starting out, and I mean, I think that was the right thing for me at that time, and you just pursue your career.
Thank you both so much for being with us today on Sidewalks. It was a pleasure.
Okay,
Thank you all.
Thank you.